there is a quiet transformation happening in the unseen. You can't always see it, and often, you can't fully explain it, but you feel it. It's that shift in the energy between you and your divine masculine, as if the invisible thread that connects you has started humming with a new rhythm. Something inside him is changing. He is aligning, adjusting, clearing, and calling in the version of himself who will meet you not in longing, but in readiness. But here's the truth most don't realize. Before the divine masculine steps into union, there is an intricate, sacred preparation happening in his energy field. It is not rushed, and it is not random. Every subtle step he takes, both consciously and unconsciously, is part of a divine orchestration designed to bring you closer together, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and vibrationally. And yet, these preparations often remain invisible to the untrained eye. You might think he's distant, distracted, or even unaware of what's unfolding. But beneath the surface, he's making profound shifts. Once you understand them, you'll see the love in every choice, every pause, and even in his moments of silence. By the end of this, you'll not only recognize the signs of his preparation but feel more connected to his journey than ever before. If you want deeper, exclusive guidance on your twin flame path, I invite you to join the Inner Sphere channel membership, where we explore the hidden truths, signs, and soul guidance that most twin flame resources overlook. You can also support this channel through Super Thanks, helping us keep this sacred space alive for twin flames everywhere. Now, let's explore the 5 ways the divine masculine is aligning his energy for union. Number 1. Clearing emotional clutter. Before union, the divine masculine must create space within his emotional body. This is not simply about getting over past relationships. It's about dissolving lingering attachments, outdated beliefs, and old patterns that no longer serve the highest vision of your connection. You might notice him pulling back, becoming quieter, or reevaluating the people and commitments in his life. This isn't avoidance, it's emotional housekeeping. He is learning to discern between what is true to his soul and what is simply habitual. In this phase, he often feels a deep urge to simplify, fewer distractions, fewer shallow interactions, and more moments of reflection. This stage can be uncomfortable for him, because it requires facing parts of his life he may have been avoiding for years. Old wounds resurface not to torment him, but to be finally acknowledged and released. He might feel compelled to have difficult conversations, end relationships that have run their course, or distance himself from environments that no longer align with his evolving energy. These actions are not taken lightly. Each decision represents a conscious choice to honor his future over his past. Energetically, this clearing creates room for you. Not just in the romantic sense, but in the deepest spiritual sense. The space he creates within his heart allows him to hold you fully without the interference of past heartbreaks, insecurities, or unresolved grief. It's as if he's sweeping the floors of his inner home, dusting off corners he forgot existed, and making space for new light to enter. When you eventually step into that space, it will feel open, uncluttered, and ready for the depth of connection your union requires. This is the groundwork upon which the rest of his preparation will be built, the clearing that allows love to move freely between you without obstacle or residue. Number 2. Strengthening his spiritual core. Union is not just a meeting of hearts, it's a meeting of souls that requires a level of energetic stability most people never experience. For the divine masculine, this means building his spiritual muscles. In this stage, he might begin exploring practices he never considered before: meditation, grounding work, journaling, breath work, or time spent in nature with intention. Even if he doesn't label these as spiritual practices, they are anchoring him in his own center. He is learning to listen to his intuition and trust his inner compass. For many divine masculines, this stage marks the first time they truly prioritize their inner world over external achievements. He may feel drawn to silence, stillness, or even solitude, not as an escape, but as a way to strengthen his connection to himself and the divine. This is where he begins to recognize that his worth is not defined by what he does, but by who he is. That shift alone can be life-changing. He may start noticing subtle synchronicities more often, numbers repeating, dreams with symbolic meaning, or sudden insights that feel too precise to be coincidence. These moments are signs that his inner channels are opening, allowing him to receive guidance more clearly. While it may seem like nothing is happening on the surface, these small adjustments are actually preparing him to stand firm in the energy of union. Twin flame union is an energetic expansion. It magnifies everything: love, passion, fears, and insecurities alike. Without a strong spiritual core, the intensity could pull him off balance. By fortifying his inner self, he is learning how to remain grounded in his truth no matter what arises. This groundedness will allow him to meet you in union not as someone swayed by every emotional tide, but as a partner who can hold both you and the sacred energy you share with steadiness, strength, and unwavering presence. Number 3. Healing his relationship with the masculine energy. The divine masculine's journey often involves unlearning distorted versions of masculinity, the belief that vulnerability is weakness, that love must be earned through performance, or that his worth is tied to control and achievement. Before union, he begins healing his relationship with his own masculine essence. This may look like setting healthier boundaries, stepping into authentic leadership without dominance, or embracing emotional openness without fear of judgment. He might find himself drawn to mentors, books, or life experiences that challenge his old identity and invite him into a more sacred form of masculinity. For some, this healing begins through confrontation with their own pain, moments when the old ways of being no longer bring fulfillment, or when the cost of emotional suppression becomes too heavy to bear. He starts to see that strength is not found in emotional armor, but in the ability to stay present and connected in moments of discomfort. He may begin questioning societal conditioning, breaking free from inherited expectations, and exploring what masculinity means when it's not filtered through ego or fear. This exploration often leads to a softer, yet more empowered version of himself, one who knows how to protect without controlling, lead without overpowering, and love without withholding. Energetically, this is crucial. If he enters union still carrying the wounds of toxic masculinity, the connection risks repeating old cycles of power struggle and emotional distance. By healing this relationship within himself, he creates a balanced inner harmony between his masculine and feminine energies. This allows him to meet you in true equality, reverence, and mutual empowerment. In this healed state, his presence becomes not just protective, but deeply nurturing, the kind of masculine energy that holds space for love to grow without fear, resistance, or walls. Number 4. Integrating his shadow. One of the most misunderstood parts of the divine masculine's preparation is shadow integration. This is the process of meeting, accepting, and transforming the parts of himself he once rejected or buried, his fears, insecurities, anger, jealousy, and vulnerability. During this stage, he may go through periods of introspection that make him seem withdrawn. But in truth, he is facing himself with a bravery most cannot imagine. Shadow integration is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. For the divine masculine, this often means confronting old wounds he has carried silently, sometimes for decades. He begins to see that the parts of himself he tried to hide are not weaknesses to be eradicated, but pieces of his humanity that need compassion and understanding. This can be one of the most challenging stages, as it requires him to release the illusion of control and step into radical honesty with himself. He may experience emotional triggers during this time, but instead of lashing out or shutting down, he starts using them as opportunities for growth. He learns to ask, "What is this showing me about myself?" rather than blaming others for the discomfort he feels. This shift marks a profound evolution in his emotional intelligence. When he integrates his shadow, he no longer projects his inner conflicts onto you or the relationship. Instead, he stands in self-awareness, able to hold both light and dark with compassion. This creates a union where neither of you has to hide or diminish parts of yourselves to be loved. In this space, love becomes fuller, richer, and more authentic, not because it ignores the shadows, but because it embraces them as part of the soul's wholeness. Number 5. Calling in the energy of union. Once the divine masculine has cleared, strengthened, healed, and integrated, he begins actively calling in the energy of union. This is not just a wish or a hope, it's a conscious alignment with the vibration of your shared future. He might start making life decisions that align with the partnership he envisions with you. This could mean changing his living situation, shifting his career path, or adopting habits that support a shared life. On an energetic level, he is sending out a signal to the universe: I am ready to receive her. I am ready to step into our destiny. This calling in process is deeply intentional, even if it appears subtle from the outside. He is shaping his world to reflect the love he is preparing to hold. This may include releasing commitments that would pull him away from you, choosing environments that nurture his peace, or surrounding himself with people who support his spiritual growth. Each choice is a step toward creating a life where your connection can flourish without interference. In this stage, the universe often responds with synchronicities, songs that seem to speak your story, vivid dreams that reveal glimpses of your shared future, or unexpected encounters that reaffirm the inevitability of your path. The bond between you may feel stronger, more tangible, as if the veil between your energies is thinner. You might notice an increase in telepathic moments, where you think of him and he reaches out, or where your emotions seem to mirror each other's across distance. These are not coincidences, they are signs that the energy of union is actively weaving itself into both your realities. When he reaches this point, it's not just readiness, it's a soul-level invitation for you to step fully into the next chapter, together. Beloved, when you understand these 5 energetic shifts, you see the divine masculine's journey in a new light. Even in the moments when it seems like nothing is happening, everything is happening. Every inner shift he makes is a step toward the moment when your paths align fully, not just in the physical, but in the soul-deep harmony you've both been longing for. So when you feel the distance or the pause, remember, the preparation is part of the sacred plan. Trust that his energy is aligning, just as yours is, for the perfect moment when the two of you will stand in your union, ready to hold the power and beauty of the love you share. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you felt these energetic preparations in your own twin flame journey? Which of these shifts do you recognize in your divine masculine right now? Share your story in the comments so we can learn from and inspire each other. If this message resonated with you, explore more on the Inner Sphere channel. Join the channel membership for exclusive guidance and sacred insights. And if you feel called, you can support our work through Super Thanks, helping us keep this space alive for twin flames everywhere.